Elena Vargas met Sebastian at a corporate event at the bank where she worked as a loan officer. He arrived with a friend from the security department. Tall, smiling, neatly trimmed beard, and an attentive gaze. They talked all evening and for the first time in a long time. She felt like she had met her person. Sebastian was an engineer at a tech company. He lived alone, talked about his plans, and his desire to start a family. No red flags, no oddities. 6 months later, he proposed. Elena accepted without hesitation. She should have paid closer attention to what happened next. The first crack appeared a month after the engagement. They were going over the wedding guest list. Elena wanted 30 people, maybe fewer. The budget was limited and she had no interest in feeding distant cousins Sebastian had met twice in his life. Mom said we need to invite all relatives, he said, not looking up from his phone. Otherwise she'll be offended. Elena put down her notebook. Sebastian, we're paying for this. He shrugged. Mom thinks it's the right thing to do. She stayed quiet, told herself it was a minor detail, that they could work it out. But minor details have a way of multiplying. Victoria Reed, Sebastian's mother, was a strong, determined woman. She had spent her entire career as a supervisor at the same tech company where her son now worked. She was used to being in charge. Her husband had passed away a decade earlier and since then her entire world had contracted around her only child. She came to Sebastian's apartment nearly every day, brought food, checked the cleanliness, and advised on what to wear. Sebastian didn't object. He had grown up inside that system and saw nothing unusual about it. Elena tried to be friendly, smiled, thanked her for the pies, and agreed with her suggestions. But Victoria Reed didn't want agreement. She wanted obedience. The dress at Bridal Bliss on Sunset. She announced one evening, I know someone there, she'll give a discount. Thank you, Elena said carefully, but I've already chosen a dress. Where? A boutique on Fifth Avenue. It suits me really well. Victoria Reed frowned. That's expensive. Why overpay? I've made up my mind. The mother-in-law looked at Sebastian, waiting. Sebastian shrugged. Mom, it's her dress. Are you going to pay for it? I'll buy it myself, Elena said flatly. Victoria Reed snorted and walked into the kitchen. A minute later, the sound of pots clanging followed. Elena looked at her fiancé. He was looking at his phone as if nothing had happened. Sebastian, do you really not see the problem? What problem? He looked up, genuinely confused. That your mother is deciding what I wear to my own wedding. She just wants to help. Don't take it to heart. Elena pressed her lips together and said nothing. She decided it would be the last time and everything would settle after the wedding. It did not settle. Victoria Reed quietly took over the wedding arrangements. She chose the restaurant, approved the menu, ordered the cars, all without asking Elena. When Elena tried to object, the response came without apology. I've already paid. It's too late to argue. With what money? My own. Sebastian transferred it to me. Elena turned to her fiancé. He looked away. Sebastian, we agreed we'd decide everything together. But Mom had already started. I didn't want to offend her. Elena left and slammed the door. Sebastian called an hour later, apologized, and promised it wouldn't happen again. She came back, telling herself it was pre-wedding stress. 2 weeks before the wedding, Victoria Reed arrived with a large bag. Elena was there too. They were sorting through invitations when the mother-in-law planted the bag on the table. Towels, bed linen, pots, pans. Your dowry, she announced proudly, all new, good quality. Elena looked at the items. The towels had embroidery from the 1980s. The pots were heavy cast iron. Thank you, Victoria, but I already have cookware. These are better. Cast iron is eternal. I use non-stick. Non-stick is harmful. Teflon flakes into your food. Sebastian, tell her. Sebastian hesitated. Well, Mom, if Elena's used to what she has. I didn't go to all this trouble for nothing. Elena stood up, picked up her bag, and walked to the hallway. I'm going home. Don't be offended, she meant well, Sebastian said. She is imposing her things, her rules, her opinions on me, and you stand there silent. She just cares. She controls. Sebastian sighed. Just bear with it a little longer. Everything will settle down after the wedding. A week before the wedding, Sebastian asked Elena for access to her bank card. We'll be family, he said. It'll be more convenient if I can pay with it just in case. In case of what? That's distrust. That's common sense. He took offense, went quiet, and muttered that she was paranoid. The day they were supposed to go to the courthouse, Elena arrived at Sebastian's apartment in a good mood. Victoria Reed opened the door. Sebastian was in the shower. Listen, dearest Elena, Victoria began in the voice of a patient mentor. You work at a bank? Good salary. Sebastian isn't doing so well financially. How about you give us your card and the PIN so I can help buy groceries when you're at work? Elena set her cup down slowly. Why do you need my card? Victoria? Well, we're family. It'll be convenient. Something snapped inside Elena. I will not give you access to my card. The mother-in-law's face hardened. Why not? Because it's my money. I thought we were family. We are not family yet. And even when we marry, that does not mean you manage my finances. Victoria Reed shot to her feet. You've gone completely crazy. You don't care about family. You only think about yourself. Sebastian, she screamed toward the bathroom. Sebastian appeared in sweatpants and a t-shirt, hair still wet. Your fiancé refuses to help the family. I asked for the card PIN and she's turning up her nose. Sebastian looked from his mother to Elena. Kira, Elena, what's the big deal? Mom's not a stranger. Elena felt the air leave the room. Are you serious? She will not get access to my card. Victoria clutched her chest. Oh, I can't take this. Such a miser. Nothing will happen after the wedding because there won't be a wedding. Elena picked up her bag. I'm leaving. Sebastian turned slowly. What? She walked to the door. He came after her, grabbed her shoulder, spun her around. Where are you going? Home. This is my life, and I'm not handing control of it to your mother. His voice rose. You're being completely insolent. We're not even married and you're already making scenes. Refusing my mother. Elena looked at him. This man who 1 week ago had sworn his love to her was now calling her insolent for not surrendering her PIN. Sebastian, do you hear what you're saying? I hear that I got involved with an egoist. She turned and walked toward the stairs. He caught up, grabbed her arm, pulled her back hard. You're not going anywhere. We're discussing this now. Let go. He held tighter. His eyes had gone somewhere she didn't recognize. He raised his fist aggressively. Elena moved on instinct, sharp and fast. She dodged and in the same motion delivered a powerful knee strike that caused him to double over in pain. He clutched himself, slid down the wall, and crumpled to the floor. Elena stood over him, breathing hard. Adrenaline flooded her system. Victoria Reed rushed forward, wailing. Elena picked up her bag. Goodbye, she said. She went down the stairs. Behind her came screaming threats and promises to call the police. She didn't look back. She walked outside, pulled out her phone, and blocked Sebastian everywhere. Then she called a taxi and went home. At home, Elena kicked off her shoes, lay on the couch, and cried for half an hour. Not from pain, but from relief. She had gotten out just in time. Sebastian called from unknown numbers for days. Then Victoria Reed appeared outside the bank, shouting on the sidewalk. Elena walked past without a word. A few days later, a message arrived from Sebastian. I'm ashamed of what happened. I'm sorry. Let's try again. I'll talk to Mom. Elena read it, smiled, and deleted it. A month later, her friend called with news. Your ex already found someone new. She's pretty, very quiet. His mom was sitting right next to them, choosing what she'd order. Elena laughed genuinely. Good. He found exactly what he was looking for. She didn't rush into anything after that. She worked, saw friends, took weekend trips. A year and a half later, she met Ethan, a programmer who lived alone with no mother managing his every move. On their third date, she told him the whole story. Ethan listened and said, You did the right thing. People like that have to be stopped immediately. They got married a year later. No lavish banquet, just the closest people, a courthouse, and a slow song at the end of the evening. Ethan held her close. Happy? He asked. Very, she said. And she meant it. Thank you for listening to today's story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. See you in the next story.